Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for a full Barça news roundup. And of course, we are going to be talking about the latest on transfers now. We are just over 1 week away from that all-important deadline. And today, of course, we're also going to be talking about our upcoming friendly match on Wednesday against Manchester City at the Camp Nou. We are going to be talking about some of the players I feel who should be involved in that game and why we need to see them. It is all coming your way today, so let's get to it. But if we do, first of all, begin with a little bit of transfer talk, starting there with Memphis Depay, because this, of course, is one of those departures that really looked to be getting very close. It seemed to be imminent that he would be leaving to join Juventus. Barça were even prepared there to let him walk away for free from the remaining year on his contract there in order to make that exit happen, but everything seems to have changed now. Over the past 24 hours or so, there was a few complications there in the latter stages of negotiations. It seemed that at the last minute, maybe Memphis wanted a little bit more of a salary that Juve was simply not willing to pay. And now, Juventus may be looking at other options. There's plenty of talk right now in the Italian media that they may instead sign Milik as their centre forward, and Memphis might not be an option anymore. So you have to wait and see on that one. But Memphis now, as it stands, not as close to joining Juve. And speaking of Dutchmen, I do just want to address here these rumours that we're hearing about Frenkie de Jong, because obviously right throughout the summer there's been so much speculation when it comes to Frenkie, but we have heard very recently about Bayern. That was a rumour that emerged there, that maybe Bayern would be interested in taking him on a similar sort of deal to what they did with us for Felipe Coutinho there, whereby Frenkie would join them on a season-long loan. There would be a buy option, and therefore then they would take on Frenkie de Jong's salary for this season. Julian Nagelsmann apparently is a huge fan of Frenkie. I'm sure that he is, but I just don't really see this happening. I don't really see any major truth behind this one. I don't think we're going to see Frenkie de Jong go out on loan. That's not really something I think the club have ever considered this summer, and I don't see Bayern making that move right now. Which means that as it stands, the most likely option at this stage of the window is that Frenkie stays. I think that looks like it may happen now, and not only just stays, but on his existing deal as well, keeping those same terms, big wages as we know, but the club haven't really been able to manoeuvre any other options. Which is interesting, of course, when we do then talk about Bernardo Silva, especially, of course, given that we are going to see him at the Camp Nou on Wednesday. He will, though, be in a Man City shirt and not in a Barça one. And it was interesting at the weekend because he was brought back into the starting lineup by Pep Guardiola there. He played the full 90 minutes against Newcastle. Was that a sign? Was that an indication there of what may happen with his future? And I thought, to be fair, he played very, very well in that game. He scored a goal, he had a brilliant assist as well, played a fantastic match, did Bernardo Silva. But even now, guys, you know, even with only a few days left in the window, plenty still to do for Barça, we still hear the rumours. There's still plenty of people that say, you know, Bernardo Silva to Barça, it could still happen. His wife is still apparently looking for houses in the city. They are still hoping that it can happen. But I just can't really think about that right now. I can't really sit back and think, oh, you know, could we get him when we haven't got Koundé registered yet? You know, that's something that needs to happen. We've still got problems in the fullback areas. That is something that we'd need to resolve beforehand. And of course, plenty of departures still need to take place. So me personally right now, yes, we're still hearing these Bernardo rumours, but until we get plenty more things, you know, all of these things figured out and worked out, we can't really think any further into that. But speaking indeed about his club, Manchester City, and the friendly that we are heading into on Wednesday, because this right here, guys, at the Camp Nou, it is a truly special and unique friendly match here, coming, of course, at the start of the season, which should also provide some really good entertainment, and two teams here who are firing on all cylinders. And this is a game, a great game, for a greater cause, because this right here is a fundraiser for charity. It was organised by none other than Juan Carlos Unzué, one of our own, of course, the former Barcelona player. He was also assistant to Luis Enrique as Barca coach, and he's an incredibly brave man. This is somebody here who has been working tirelessly to raise awareness for ALS, the incurable condition which sadly just over 2 years ago Juan Carlos Unzué was diagnosed with. And I think this is a very special, very important occasion here to raise all of that awareness, money of course to help with research and things like that, to have all of these spectators inside the stadium and watching from home, and to see these two great teams. It's great to see here Barça, Man City, Pep Guardiola, Xavi all coming together to really put on a show, and I think it is going to be one. I think it's going to be a very, very fascinating game with two really top teams. This is a game that's going to test us, playing against Man City. That's going to be a good barometer, even in a friendly, of where you are right now. And of course, it's Pep against Xavi. I mean, what more would you want in a game? Pep Guardiola coming up against Xavi Hernandez. It almost seems there like sort of master against the apprentice. And there are several players in this game that we have to look forward to that I'm really intrigued, and I hope that we see out there on the field. Because one of those, for sure, would be Iñaki Peña in goal, and I would like to see him, solely because it would be nice for him early on here in the season to have a bit of time there between the sticks. We don't know how much he's going to get, of course, given the form of Ter Stegen, who has started the season absolutely wonderfully, and we might not see Iñaki Peña until sort of next year in the Copa del Rey, so nice to see him there get a few minutes in this game. Eric Garcia, he would be another one of my picks there, solely because it would be him playing against his former team. He spent many years there at Man City, coming through, developing there, left of course on a free transfer, and I have to say, he started the season for me very, very well, very solidly, going under the radar and putting in some consistent displays. That's good to see there from Eric Garcia. Jules Koundé, that of course is a massive name that we want to see out there on the field in a Barca shirt, and he needs minutes, of course. He's not been able to play in the first two games of the season. We know all about that, but ahead of his potential debut this coming Sunday, this could be a big game and big minutes here on Wednesday for Jules Koundé. I would also really like to see along that defence Alejandro Balde once again. I thought he played very well, very promising signs that he showed against Real Sociedad. Really helped his cause, of course. He wants to stay at the club. He wants Xavi to put that faith in him, and if we could see him again in this game, and if again he could impress, you'd hope that he could keep his place ahead of Sunday's game against Valladolid. So hopefully again we can see Alejandro Balde in midfield. Pjanic, I would like to see him. Surprised that we didn't against Real Sociedad with Busquets suspended. I thought that Pjanic would be in the team. He wasn't, and I hope that Xavi does give him some minutes in this game. And the same there goes for Frenkie. Very, very impressive, very promising he was, I feel, in pre-season, but we haven't quite seen the best of him yet as the season is underway. He needs some minutes there, I feel, in midfield, using those forward runs, using that different kind of element that he can bring, and I do hope we see him here up against Man City. Plus, of course, in attack, another player playing against their former team. I would like to see in this game Ferran Torres, and I do say that because if I was Xavi, this is the game I'd have played him in. I personally wouldn't have thrown him back in against Real Sociedad. I was massively surprised, I've got to say, guys, that Ferran started in that game. This is a guy who didn't play at all in pre-season. He had an injury problem, he wasn't involved at all, and of course he's still been around the squad, but to throw him straight back in that game here, I think this one is much more suitable. It's a friendly match against a team, of course, that he knows very well in Man City, and this is much more favourable conditions there to play Ferran Torres, while of course we have a wealth of attacking options that we will be saving and getting ready for Sunday's game against Valladolid. So please guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How are you feeling ahead of this friendly game? Of course it is a bit strange to be playing one after just 2 games of the season, but it's for a great cause, and we want to make sure the atmosphere is brilliant inside the stadium, that the word is being spread, and all of our support, of course, firmly behind Juan Carlos Nzue. It's his day. It is very much his game, and I really do hope that you enjoy it, and please let me know what your lineup would be. How would you go into this game? What players would you like to see? And also let me know as well your thoughts on the transfer news we're hearing right now. I will see you tomorrow. I'll be reviewing the game on the channel, of course. I'll see you then for that, guys. Thank you today for tuning in, for getting involved, and for all of your support. I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.